Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I have for you part of my October TBR. So these are the books that I plan to read during the whole month of October. I am going to have a separate video up a little later, or probably next week, with my readathon for the RIP readathon that's being hosted by Paige over in Creating & Co. Just because I want to kind of separate the two, add a little bit more information, so show you the sticker kit that we'll be using for that week and the like. So I just want to separate out the video or the books that I plan to be reading. So these are the books that I'm just going to be reading for the whole month. They don't have a specific week that I need to read them by or anything like that. So a lot of these books are classics, and then I guess a little more on the spooky side, just because I feel like October is the perfect time to get into those sorts of books. So the first book that I plan to read, in no particular order, but the first one on the top of my stack, is Dracula by Bram Stoker. So this is a book I have never actually read. I know the story of Dracula. I think a lot of people do. Van Helsing used to be one of my favorite movies, but I've never actually read the story of Dracula. So I just know the adaptations and I know the gist of it. So this will be a really nice book to read. I believe my library has an audiobook of this, so I'll probably try to listen to it on audiobook. The copy we have is around 450 pages. So I don't know how quickly I'll be able to get through it in the physical format. And I just like to have an audiobook to listen to, so this might be one that I listen to on audiobook, and I am really looking forward to it. I mean, this is the classic original vampire story, so you can just step on over there, Twilight and Edward. So I'm excited to get into this in October. Oh boy, I almost said December. Another book on my list for the month is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I had this book on for a TBR, or part of my NEWTs that I sat in August, I think, just because it is one of the shortest books on my shelf. But I was really trying to find a book that would replace it so that I could keep this for October. And I was able to do that. So I think this one is about 114 pages. Pretty big writing. Again, I know adaptations of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but I've never actually read the book. So I think it'll be a really interesting read. And it's nice and short. So I am, again, looking forward to reading this book as well. So another book that I have set for this month is a book that has been adapted into a movie. This is way away from any genre that I typically read, but it is kind of a spooky, mysterious book, a little bit of a mind bender, or a lot of a mind bender. I really enjoyed this movie, and that is Shutter Island by Dennis... Is it Lane or Lehane? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his name. But my friend was moving, and this was one of the books that she was getting rid of. So I figured, since I've seen the movie a handful of times, actually I don't think I've ever finished it. So I don't really, I mean, I know what happens and I know what's going on, but I don't think I've ever experienced that in the movie. So it'll be a good read. It's kind of got pretty big writing, if you can see that. So it should go fairly quickly, and it looks like it's around, this copy is about 370 pages. So it'll be interesting. Maybe I'll do a read the book, watch the movie adaptation sort of thing. I don't know, but looking forward to getting into this, and hopefully it doesn't spook me too much so that I get scared in the morning because it's dark out and I leave for work at like 6 o'clock and it's dark. So that is another book I've got. Then another book I have is, I'm reading a lot of things that have been adapted. This is kind of a retelling. It is Roseblood by A.G. Howard, and this is kind of a Phantom of the Opera retelling, which is a movie I absolutely love. I did read the book probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't like it so much, but I think it was the formatting of it. It was kind of just research and true events trying to be written as a story, and it didn't bridge that gap very well, so I kind of wish it was either like just told as events or just told as a story, and then maybe in the back there could have been like a section on his research or something. But Phantom of the Opera retelling, I don't really know much about it other than this girl sings. I don't know if she also dances, but I'm assuming she's got a mysterious teacher who has some strange infatuation or something. Who knows? This is a book I picked up from Book Outlet recently for a good price. And it's just over, nope, it is 410 pages. And again, just because it's young adult, it's got some pretty big type and spacing, so it should go fairly quickly. And then the last book I have is another classic. I don't think you can really get through October and read Dracula and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde without also accompanying it with Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This, again, it's a story I know, but I've never actually read. I'm one of those people that for the longest time thought that the monster was named Frankenstein. But I know that's not the case. This has some nice beveled edges, so you probably can't see that. And it's just a really small print. This is actually a Borders edition. Comment down below if you ever shopped at Borders, and if you remember Borders. Our Borders up here is now a Marshall's. But this one is just under 200 pages, so it should go fairly quickly. I am just really excited for my books that I have picked out this month. I love classics, and I've been trying to read at least one classic every month. But I don't know, these are all stories I know, but don't know the story itself. Like, I've just had adaptations of them. So it's just a really exciting experience to actually, like, have these stories in my mind, to have experienced them in writing, or listening through audiobook. So these are my 5 books that I have planned to read throughout the month of October, and then, like I said again, I've got some more planned for a readathon, some separate books. So I will share those with you in another video next week, I think. So yeah, I would love to know what you have planned to read for October. If you have any like super spooky books on your list, if you're also delving into some classics that you've never experienced or the like, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!